All right. How are we doing? We are on Minecraft of 121.10 and we are going to be playing Rainy Day. I have played this server before. However, I created another account just so I can kind of showcase how you can play this game with no rank. I'm not going to have a rank. I'm not going to have anything. And I'm not going to be doing a lot of things. I'm going to try doing no market. I'm going to be trying to do no player shops. I'm going to try to not visit other people. I'm just strictly trying to progress on my own. I might even limit myself from doing quests. So this is Rainy Day. It's a progression-based Skyblock pack. This server IP will be down in the description, and yeah, we're gonna get straight into it. As you can see, no cloud coins. I'm going to log in. It will say welcome to the server for the first time. I can go ahead and say hi in here, and I will also not have a rank or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I also want to make this a hard Let's Play, so I'm going to start off the hardest way possible, just to show you that progression is still possible to do on your own. Once again, there's an auction house. I'm going to not utilize it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think one of the harder ones is the advanced island. I don't know what kind of materials that gives you, or if I can even preview them. I think I'm just going to go ahead and click advanced. So, to get started though, I'm going to go ahead and make a simple cobblestone generator, and we are going to also get this sapling placed down. So when you start off on your island, the island is super small. I wish there was a border texture so you could see how big it really is. I cannot, however. This stake here might be useful. However, I'm going to sell it because I need the money. So if you're following along, go ahead and do that. That's how you get a little bit of starting money to start out. I guess maybe we will do the missions because we're going to have to. It's going to take you through some of these things and give you different rewards as well. So you get these attributes, which you can upgrade different skills. I'm going to go ahead and work on my dexterity. I think dexterity is very important. So yeah, let's just go through this. They updated the different paths you can update your skills. So there's two different ways you can go. You can go to the passive ability 1 or the passive ability down. So there's a long game or a head start. I'm probably going to do the long game because I'm going to be grinding a lot. So that way you're gaining every day rather than just getting an immediate boost. So for instance, I'm going to pick which ability I want. I probably want to get, probably going this way, and I want to get the long game, and I'm going to do it for pickaxe as well. Probably the drill, long game, farming. I might actually pick this going down, long game, once again. Wood cutting, lumberjack, long game, and fisher. Yeah, let's keep going this way as well. Okay, so now we have our skills taken care of. What is next in the tutorial? We have sprites. So sprites, that's going to give us a universal sprite. So I'm going to go ahead and click that guy down. And all you do is you place it down in the world. Now I have this guy, and he's making money ever so slowly for me. With my little bit of starting money, I'm going to go ahead and buy a fishing rod. This is how I'm going to get started. I'm going to also go ahead and place a sapling down. Now, I don't have a lot of blocks, so I have to be really careful on what I'm doing. However, I'm going to make a small fishing pond, and this fishing pond is not going to be anything significant. And it doesn't have to be big, which is really nice. You can just make it super small and it'll work. And this is how I'll get my starting cash, I guess, because I guess I'm not going to be able to make a cobblestone generator. So we're going to wait for that tree to cook up, and we will also be fishing in the meantime. This is how I'm going to start this one. Usually I make a cobblestone generator to start. However, I wanted to try something a little different. So this small little fishing pond should do everything I need. As you can see, I also have a little bit of sky dust, so I can go ahead and spend that. I'm gonna go into island upgrades, and I can go ahead and start increasing my island size. And I have a little bit left over, which is great. But yeah, I'm gonna just be sitting here fishing, waiting for this sprite to produce some money, and then we can continue from there. So as you see, I got my first fish. Boom, $3 right away. And then plus the rating and the size, you get a little boost. I can go into the shop and go ahead and buy some bone meal, so I can start working on getting some more trees. Ooh, perfect. This is exactly what we needed. Now I can go ahead and get started this way. And as you can see, every time you are doing an operation, your goal is to work on your studies. So I fished, I got a fish, I'm chopping wood, I am now getting my oak knowledge up. So if I go into my /studies, it'll show me everything that I need to know about all of the different areas that you can progress. You have your mobs, your ores, your crops, your wood, and your fish. And then eventually Underworld will unlock. The server reset somewhat recently. I'm joining a little late. But yeah, once you start, let's look at our wood first. So once you progress far enough into your oak studies, you unlock birch. And then once you get far enough in birch, spruce, and etc. all the way through until acacia. Acacia is the last wood type for the overworld. Once you get into the underworld, there's more wood types there. And that goes for all the other studies as well. So chickens, you need to grind the chickens to get frogs, to get rabbits, so on, all the way to creepers. Ores, you get coal, then iron, lapis, terracotta, and redstone. That's everything. So in this first little bit, you only have access to iron tools. There's no diamond, there's no gold, and they have some custom enchants to make these tools viable as well early game. So don't feel like it is super bad to have iron tools, because iron tools are the max tools right now. I'm going to go ahead and start converting my little pond over to wood, so I can grab this cobblestone to use for a generator. But yeah, we're going to just be working on here. Eventually, we'll see if maybe I get into streaming here on YouTube some of the content. But like I said, I'm trying to do this completely on my own with no extra outside help. As in, I'm trying to do this all on my own island. I'm trying not to use any resources from somebody else's island. I'm also trying to progress at my rate. So that means right now I could go ahead and go on auction house, save up for enough for an iron tool, and purchase it. However, I don't think that is how the game is intended. So if you think of like Hypixel, that Skyblock, I'm trying to do almost like an Ironman variant to this server. So it'll be like somewhat similar to an Ironman run on there, but we are just doing it on this rainy day server. Like I said, IP is over in this corner if you're watching the video, otherwise it'll also be in the description. You can use that IP to join, and yeah, you use the latest version. It's usually up to date. It takes a couple of days once the newest version comes out, but it's usually really fast at updating. So we're going to go ahead and get this all converted. And then we can start working on that cobblestone generator. So cobblestone generators also look a little bit different. What I mean by that is you usually build a teeny tiny cobblestone generator and you wait for that one block to regenerate. However, there's more efficient ways to do it where you're not waiting for that one block to always respawn. I'm going to showcase one way that a lot of people on the server do it early on, and then I'm probably going to also change it based off of my progression. So in the future, I'd probably rebuild it to be more efficient for what I am using it for. Another thing to note, I have $100 now because I completed one of the tutorial missions. So this one right here, it gives you $100 in money. So I'm going to go ahead and use that money right away. A lot of people go ahead and they buy a spawner. I'm going to actually advise against that. I think it's more important to buy a trident, and you will see why in a little bit. Okay. See, this guy already has $12 for me in there. So I am doing just fine. I'm going to go ahead and surround this platform. So I have the whole thing is wood. And as you can see, it is kind of small, but we made it a little bigger because we did some island upgrades already, which is good. You want to have a larger platform so you can have more things happening on it. I mean, the first island is super small. So let's see if I can't get this cobblestone generator down. Now cobblestone generators updated with the waterlog update. You can now waterlog your cobblestone generators basically. So actually I placed this the wrong way. I'm going to go ahead and go like this. This should be big enough for now. And on this side, it will be my lava. So the water will be here. The lava flows into this block, which makes the cobblestone gen work. I converted all my planks over to stairs. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'll clean this up as time goes on. But here we go. I can now waterlog these stairs. Any spawns? I haven't seen any yet. And all we have to do is place this lava down. Now, I don't know if wood burns, so we have to be a little cautious. And I can also go ahead and throw this pickaxe out and make a stone one. This is the best tool that we will have for a while, unfortunately. Because if you have noticed in the studies, we need to start off with coal. So once you mine 50 coal, you unlock special coal. Once you mine more of that, then you get blocks of coal, and then finally iron. So we're going to be stuck on regular stone pickaxes for a minute. Now I could, like I said, go ahead and purchase a little bit of lapis from someone or a couple pieces of iron, but I don't think I want to do that. I kind of want to embrace the grind and do everything by myself. Hence the Ironman profile mindset. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how long I can keep it up like this. There are going to be some quests and missions I'm not going to be able to do because they are locked behind player shops, or I don't know if there's any behind the auction house, but yeah, we're just going to see what we can or cannot do in this. I'm just curious to see. So yeah, just mining a little bit of our cobblestone farm right here. As you see, there's our first piece of coal. Now we have 1 out of 50. We're 2% of the way through the first bit of the study. So there's 3 different tiers before we unlock the iron. So it's, like I said, it's going to take a little while for us to get there. We're getting some different building blocks. So these are like all of your basic building blocks. You have sandstone, tuff, packed mud, and andesite. Those, and you have your cobblestone. So you can make some pretty builds with these materials. I will probably make some eventually, maybe not right away, but we will see what we can't do. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to do a little bit more fishing. And we will come back in a little bit when I'm done fishing. I'm gonna try to fish up this entire rod and finish this pickaxe. All right, we are back after a little bit of time. We have a bit of fish. We didn't use the entire fishing rod. It takes a long time. It's so slow. I can't wait for lure already, but I just wanted to come back because we did get a couple of Cloud Pass levels. Now, this is something that you would all have access to. Each season, they do a Cloud Pass, and there's different rewards that they give you in there. I'm curious to see if I should use them or should not. I might opt out of using them right away just to make it as hard on myself as possible. Like right here, I could get some money. I can get some iron this way early on, but there's just a couple of different ways that you could get started super early. Like I said, you could buy stuff off of the auction house. You could go visit different islands. You can even just grind for these different rewards. You could also vote, and voting also gives you a bunch of different rewards that you can use. Now, if you have a rank, there is also this loot box reward that gives you different rewards based off of your rank. So you can get different amounts of money, custom enchants, you can get crate keys, you can get all of these good items just by having a rank. It's basically like their kit. However, I do not have a kit. I'm not going to have a kit or a rank, so I'm not going to have a loot box. But I probably won't vote either, just to have that extra challenge on having to grind everything myself. So just know that those are rewards. Obviously, these mission rewards I will probably end up doing because I think I need to kind of do some of them. I'm going to go ahead, and you do all have access to a PV1, which gives you a double chest of storage. I'm going to grab all these fish and sell them, though. See what we're at money-wise. Okay, so we're a little over $100. We have can also go ahead and collect to this guy. We're at $165. Now, that might not seem like a lot of money. However, it is quite a bit of money, especially for just getting started. My first goal is to go ahead and purchase a moss block. So that's going to take a little bit of grinding to do. Obviously, $1,000 is a bit of money. But in the meantime, I want to finish out these tutorial missions because they tell you what to do. So we already did shop. We went and saw our study. We have our sprite. We did our skill trees, attributes. Now, we recently, I think this was the last season, they added pets into this game. So I can go ahead and click starter, and I can choose what pet I want to start out with. Now, these attributes that, like the farming, woodcutting, mining, slaying, or fishing, those all coincide with their respective categories. So if I was fishing and I had this slurploosh pet, I would get additional fish from my fishing actions. Additionally, if I had the mining pet, I could get additional ores while mining, additional wood, additional crops, and additional mob drops. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the water pet to start out. So now it's going to be me and our little surploosh pet. Now that we have that done, let's see what other tutorial missions we have. We also have access to our pets. Now, these pets you level up by, like I said, doing that respective action. So if I am fishing, I'm going to be leveling up our surplus pet. If you are mining, you might need that tinsel pet, which is the mining starter pet. But there are different pets that you can get as well. We are going to, once I get a fish here so you can see that that action starts leveling up the pet, I'm going to show you what you can do with these pets. Now, pets, it's a whole different economy. So as you see over here, you have your money, you have your skydust, and you also have pet coins. So if I go to pet, you can see that he leveled up just a teeny tiny bit. He's at 4% to leveling up to level 1. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of fishing to level up our surplus pet, but we can go to our warp pet arena. Now, this guy right here is Graph. Graph is your main guy for pet eggs, and he also sells different items, like he sells health packs, he sells hatch packs, and he sells hatch slots. Now, if you do not have any pet coins starting out like me, you can go around and you can collect these pet coins. They spawn all over the ground. There's also these mobs here. You can go ahead and fight them with your pet if your pets are high enough level. Now, I don't know if my pet is high enough level. We can go ahead. I think the chicken has the least amount of health, so we can go ahead and try to fight it. It's probably not going to end well, but we can at least attempt it. Let's see it. All right, he has 1 shot left. Oh, and we got 1 shot because we only have 10 HP. Now, you level up your pet, and along with leveling up your pet also gets more health points, which then it'll make it so your pet doesn't die in 1 shot, hopefully. But I can go ahead and grab this health pack, and I can go into my pet, and I can heal this guy up. So now he is alive again. I can try doing another battle. However, I'm just going to be running around and picking up some of these pet coins to also get some more pets, because there are a lot of different pets. You have your starter pets. You have common pet, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, mythic, and celestial. Now, the way you unlock these pets is by getting those pet packs. So you can get them by purchasing them through Graph, or you can go ahead and you can get them by actually defeating these mobs. So when you defeat a mob, it has a chance to drop a pet pack, or it has a chance of dropping pet coins itself. So you can run around like this to grab some coins, or you can go ahead and you can slay some mobs to get some more pet coins. Now, I'm going to be running around grabbing the pet coins because, like I said, our pet is not high enough level. I could go and I could do a little bit of fishing to level it up. However, I just want to get 1 health pack or 1 pet pack so I can see what kind of egg I get, and we can start hatching that pet. So I'm going to be running around here for a little bit until I get about that 75 points. So there's a lot of different spots that you can get these coins. These coins go all over the map. However, the more rare areas, or the areas that people travel less, they usually have a more concentrated amount of pet coins. So like if I were to go up this waterfall, you might see that there are more pet coins up here. So let's go up this waterfall and see what we can find. So as you see, there are pet coins all over. And we're just trying to get to that 75 mark so we can go ahead and purchase our first pet pack. Now there are mobs up here as well that you could fight, different pets. But my chicken pet, it's not going to, or my pet is not able to defeat a chicken, so it's not going to be able to defeat any of these other mobs as well. All right, now we do have enough pet coins. We're gonna go ahead and see what we get from our pet pack. So I'm gonna work pet arena 1, and I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this pet. So I have a chance of getting a mythic, a common, or an epic pet. And this is kind of like a gamble. Like, you get to see which one it lands on. That's the egg you get. It looks like I'm getting a common, which is fine. Fine by me because it takes the least amount of time to hatch. So I can also go and click hatch. When I do hatch, you see that you have one slot. You can buy additional hatch slots, but it costs pet coins. I'm going to go ahead and start hatching this egg. It takes 15 minutes, so we will probably be back here collecting more coins so we can get more pets. But once again, this will unlock more areas of grinding. So right now I'm only able to grind out my pet for fishing. However, whatever pets I unlock here, I can also have on top of that. So you can have in your pet slot, you can have your starter pet, a common, uncommon, rare. You can have all of those equipped at the same time, and those attributes stack. So when you do that, you are effectively getting way more resources than you would if you had no pets equipped. So this is one way that you can get more items earlier on. Obviously, it does take a little bit of grinding to get into it first, but it'll make the game and progression overall a little bit better. I'm going to go back to my island for now. I'm going to eat this apple because I don't have food. I sold my steak. And I'm also going to look in our tutorial and see what we all have left. I have to go ahead and do our pets. Now it wants us to also take a look into dungeons. So through dungeons, you have to get these keys. I have one key right now. I will probably end up using this in a little bit. I don't want to use it just yet because I'm not equipped. Now, you can see one of my rewards that I just got was I got 26 iron ingots. That's actually a huge bonus. I'm going to use this for pickaxes. What else do we have in our tutorial? Clash. The Clash Arena is amazing. I really love the Clash Arena. Right now we are in Earth because Underworld and Void are not released. However, through this menu you can go ahead and teleport to the arena. And this is where you are going to use this trident. So these pyres around the map, as you can see, this guy is lighting them as we speak. So it's perfect timing. But it doesn't take durability, and you can go ahead and you get different tiered items. Now, with the trident, you want to shoot this dragon as much as you can. I'm gonna try to aim for getting around 100 damage, because if I do a little bit of damage, I should be able to get a reward. So it's pretty hard to hit. I'm so used to using a bow, but trident, not bad. Alright. So now, usually what I do is I get that 100 damage, and I go ahead and I grind around the arena while everyone else that has their kits all together do the remaining damage. And I start grinding these different aspects here. So there is this wheat that you can go ahead and you can collect, and this gives you tier 1 straw. Now, you might ask what these materials do. Well, that's what that clash menu is for. If you look into the different recipes, you want to look into armor. Now, as you see, I get a clash helmet. It's the worker base. So this is the item that I effectively just got. Now, I'm grinding straw right now. What straw is used for is, if we look at recipes and resources, this is our straw. So you need 9 straw to make 1 flax. You need 9 flax to make 1 fiber, and you need 9 fibers to make 1 cloth. So effectively, it takes like 720 roughly items in order to make 1 tier 4 item. So it's a lot of grinding. However, there are different ways to make it easier to grind these materials. So if I go ahead and I see, like, I only have this many pieces of straw right now. If I take this to my island and I craft this into the second stage, I only get 6 of those. Now, I still have 2 more stages before I get my first tier 4 item. It takes a while to grind it out. However, through the Clash, there are different scales. One of the scales, the Dungeoneer scale, increases the amount of drops that you get from the Clash Arena, and it also increases the amount of pet coins. So, if we go back to that Clash Arena, once this dragon dies, it has a chance to drop any one of these scales. You have your specialist, which increases the special item drop chance. You have bossing, which makes it so the dragon will drop more scales. You have the enchanter, where you get more experience. Fatality reduces your cooldowns. Mining increases your mining attribute. Fishing attribute. Training XP is basically how fast your pet gains experience. So that'll make grinding up your pets easier. Dungeoneer is your Clash and Pet Arena. Merchant, you get a sell booster. Farming is farming attribute. Skilled is you are increasing your skills. That is this skill. The amount of points that you get for that. Now, the dragon died, so we're going to see what kind of scale we got. We got a grinder scale, which if you hover over it, it always tells you what it does as well. This one right here, it increases dropped sky dust amounts from all sources. That's pretty good. The way you combine it and put it onto an item is you go into armor forging and Clash craft. Now I'm going to take this Clash helmet that we were given, and I'm going to go ahead and put this grinder scale on it. Now I am getting an increased amount of sky dust when I grind. I have a chance to get increased sky dust. The way that I can tell is if I do attribute and hover over this guy, it says, hey, you are effectively getting 12 grinder points, 3 farming, 8 fishing, 3 mining, 3 slaying, 3 wood cutting. Now, if I go to the grinder, it says right now I'm getting a 6% increase into the amount of sky dust I'm getting. So before I was getting 0%, now I'm getting effectively 6% more. It's gonna, every bit of grinding I do is gonna get me 6% more sky dust, which means it's gonna take me 6% less time to complete my sky dust resource task that I need to do. Now, throughout this arena, there are several different things that you can grind. Hay is one of them. You can grind cows. You can grind trees. So if I go up to this tree, I can start mining this tree. And there's a chance I'm just not getting very lucky right now to give you some of these oak branches. And then there is also a mine and a fishing pond. That is how you get all of your Clash materials. Where is it? Right here. So that's how you get your materials, and then with all of the tier 4 materials, that is how you get the armor pieces. So you need to have a lot of pieces in order to get your Clash materials. But these Clash armor sets, they are very, very powerful. That's why they are so expensive to grind, because they increase basically the amount that you get while you grind. You are getting more out of your time. So it costs some time to come in here and do this. By the way, this is the iron resource that you mine. But out of that, you are getting more out of your time. So it's going to make the rest of your time go a lot faster. Now, I can go ahead and take these materials and combine them and see where we're at. I think we're at 1 tier 3. which means we're almost to our first tier 4 for flax. Now flax is the easiest one to get a tier 4. The rest of these take a little bit more time. Let's go back into our tutorial and see where we're at. Now we've finished our tutorial. Now we can start working on these first bits of information, which is our basic missions. We got our voter, which I can go ahead and I got a key. I don't think I'm going to use this key just because I think it's a little bit cheap, just like you get that in the battle pass. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it for now. I don't know if I really want to utilize it, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem very Ironman-like. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more grinding. I'm probably going to do a little bit more fishing so I can get more mining and make my way towards getting that first moss block. All right, I'm back after just a little bit of time. I caught a little bit of fish. Someone spawned in another dragon, so I went to that dragon and I did my damage. I'm just back at my island waiting for that to die out. But I was waiting and I got this hatch reminder. So this will pop up every time that your pet eggs are ready to be hatched to reveal what is inside. So we can go ahead and go into our hatch and see what we get. So we got a bee pet. So this is a farming. So now when I'm farming, I'm also going to get a small booster because now I have a water pet. So I'm getting a little bit of boost in fishing. And now I can go ahead and equip that bee pet as well. So now we have both of these pets going around and helping us out. So these guys will be increasing our stats ever so slightly. Now, I also got this other hatch pack. I believe it was from one of our quest rewards. So we can go ahead and we can open this one up and see what kind of pet egg we're going to get. Hopefully it gives us a different rarity. So hopefully it's not a common pet egg. So we can work on our hatch slots and getting each type of egg unlocked. So we have the opportunity for a rare, common, or an epic. Hopefully we get the rare or epic. Common wouldn't be the worst thing because it doesn't take a lot of time, but rare or epic means better pets overall. Okay, we got an epic pet. So now this will take a little bit more time to hatch. However, now we have a different rarity. So this one takes 3 hours instead. As you see, the dragon also just died. So now what I can do is I can claim my reward. I got a specialist skill. This skill isn't particularly useful for me at this moment, especially because it's the lowest level. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the bottom right of this chest just so I can start building them up. I'm going to go ahead and claim my money here. Puts us right around our $200 mark. Now, as you see, I also do not have a lot of food. I should not have sold that steak. That was a little bit of a mistake on my end. However, it'll work out. I'm sure of it because we are going to be getting, hopefully we get a mob spawner like our chicken spawner and we can start eating that chicken. So I could purchase a chicken spawner now so we get some food, which I am kind of thinking about currently, and then working on that moss block. However, that moss block is just going to be very big for us, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm probably just going to hold off for a little bit longer and see what I can think of. But yeah, we are leveling up our water pet, and we are continuing fishing. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, well, we're low health. Another dragon spawned in. I got my 100 damage. I'm going to take the easy way out and just die. Now, you don't lose your items on death in the Clash Arena, but I have full hunger, so kind of cheesy, but hey, now we can continue grinding at our island as people are killing that dragon. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase that in case some of you are following along. All right. Well, we are back after breaking our fishing rod, and a lot has happened in that amount of time. Let's see if we can't see everything. So we leveled up our pet. We leveled up our freshwater study. So now we have apprentice. So now we can start catching special fish. And what else happened? There's something else. Oh, yeah, the dragon died. So we were able to collect and see what kind of reward we have. We have a skilled skill. I'm not too sure if I want to put that on. I'm going to put it in there for now. I'm going to go ahead and start selling this fish. Fish is a very good source of money early on. Like you can see, these ores do not sell for a lot at all. Oh, we just missed doing the dragon fight. Oh well, it is what it is. Let me sell the rest of this fish and see where we're at money-wise. All right, and we also have 20 in there. All right, so we're at 400. We're about almost halfway done, or halfway to where I want to be, which is that moss block. Now, these dragons keep getting spawned in, which I'm okay with. Whenever these dragons get spawned in, you always want to try it to get there and do a little bit of damage. If you are playing with the market, the auction house, some of these scales go for a lot of money. Like, see, this scale right here goes for $2,000, which starting off is really good. $10,000 for that one there. There's just so many items that you can sell for just a little bit of money to start out. So very much do so encourage you to go to the Clash Arena. It's a very, very strong way to get money. When I'm here, I only do 100 damage to this dragon, and then I leave. So it's not like you need to even have a trident. The trident helps because you're able to hit it in the air. But look at, I'm hitting it with my fist. It'll fly away, and then you can do that for a couple of rotations just to get your 100 damage. It really doesn't take that long. I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this 100 damage, and then that's it. Then I can go ahead and I can leave the arena, and it will continue. Everyone else will continue to do some damage, which is good for me because that means I'll get the scale. There we go. We have that done. I'm going to go back to our island. Okay. Now I'm contemplating what my next move is. I'm stuck between if I want to do more with this cobblestone generator, because I'm going to need some stone coming up very shortly with the moss, and you will see why. But yeah, I'm contemplating what I kind of do here. I might try to do a little bit more fishing just so I can get that moss going. And then after that, we're going to be putting most of our money into chicken spawners. But yeah, money is one of our things that we are stuck behind right now. As you can see, I also have a bit of sky dust. That's good because I got that grind on the grinder attribute on my helmet, so I've been getting more sky dust than normal. Can go ahead and do island upgrades, and I want to actually increase my ore generator. So you can increase the amount of ore that spawns inside of your generator by using your sky dust, which is very helpful. So now I have my size a little increased, and our ore are spawning a little bit more. Now you can also upgrade your island member limit, which I'm playing solo, so it doesn't matter. How many warps you have, pistons, redstone, hoppers, and spawners. So these are all things I'm going to want in the future, but for now, I'm only worried about really the size of our island and the ore generator, because I'm trying to get more coal to increase, to keep on going, so I can get to that iron stage as fast as possible. I'm gonna do a little bit of mining just so I can get rid of this pickaxe. See if there's more dragons spawning in. Maybe I'll do some more fishing. Our pet has a little bit more health points now, you can see. So maybe we'll try to make him a little higher level so we can continue going back to that pet arena. So yeah, I'm gonna just continue grinding here, and we will be back in a little bit when I have something to show you. Alright, we're back after a little bit of time. We got a mission done. We're almost done with another fishing run, but we did complete our shiny mission where we got our first special fish. So yeah, it's been a little bit of time. We've been going to the Clash Arena. They have been spawning dragons, so we have a bit of skills stacked up. We have a good mining skill, which I might actually equip. I'm gonna go ahead and sell what I have on me fish-wise right now. See what it brings us to. That special fish will get us a nice little boost as well. Oh, yeah, that was good. That one fish sold for $135. That's super nice. So now we're almost to the value that we actually need. Wow, that's crazy. We're gonna go ahead and go to the Clash Arena. Yeah, there's so many people. So I'm gonna take a look at my skills after this as well. The one that we're trying to get right now is our dungeoneering skills, but we have yet to get a single one, which is fine, but just kind of stinks. Okay, so we did our damage there. I'm gonna go back to my island and check out missions. So it looks like we have that reward to claim, which gets us over that $1,000 barrier. We also got another starter token and another starter token for this one here. This one gets us 500 Skydust and a max Clash resource, which gave us a cloth, unfortunately. That's the easiest one to get, but hey, that's our first tier 4 resource. Very nice. I'm not complaining. Let's go take a look at our attributes. So I have one unspent attribute. I might go ahead and put that straight into dexterity. And now we can go ahead and buy that moss block. Now you might be asking, hey, why a moss block? Why is that a very good resource early on? And you know, that's a great question. I'm going to end up going down a couple of blocks here. I ended up making a chest just for my cobblestone generator items. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of these stone variants to build my way down. And I want to build 4 blocks down. And on that 4th block down, I'm gonna go ahead and put this moss. Now, moss is a very special item, especially when it is around stone variants. So this is a vanilla mechanic, but you can bone meal this moss block to create more moss. And the reason moss is very important in our skyblock here is because that one moss block might have cost us $1,000, but dirt costs $50 each. And if I want to continue growing and making farms, I don't want to spend $50 on every single dirt. Instead, I'm going to spend $1,000 up front. It's a little bit pricey, but we can go ahead then and buy some bone meal. And we can go ahead and get some more moss going. Now, what this moss is going to do is it's going to allow us to start growing some more crops. So, we have yet to do anything with crops yet, but if I check out my studies, our first crop that we have to grow is sugarcane, and luckily you can grow sugarcane on moss blocks. So I'm gonna make this down here our first layer to our sugarcane farm. So I'm gonna just go ahead and bone meal this. These extra little carpets and everything are also going to be useful because it can turn into more bone meal. But yeah, we're progressing very nicely so far. It has been a very smooth process. I think now that we have this moss platform, I might take a little break from our farming or fishing, and I might go a little more into mining. So I'm gonna put this block back here. This is gonna be our way down. So if I go here, it'll drop me onto the farm, put some mud blocks. And now we have a platform. With these extra little bits of our moss, I'm gonna go ahead and make a composter. And this is how you can get a little bit of extra bone meal if you are a little cheap like me and you are trying to utilize every single dollar early on. Like I'm trying to save my money for a chicken spawner, so I really don't want to spend money. So that way you can get a little bit more bone meal. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a bucket, fill it up with some water, and I think maybe I'll use slabs for this farm so I can begin to trap the water. I might use stairs on the end of it as well so I can waterlog it. Okay. So let's go like this. And obviously it's not full yet, but that's fine. And this is how we will kind of lay out our basics of our farm. Okay. So it looks like that's the end of the farm. This will be the other stair. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grow another tree as well. The tree will be useful because we need more slabs, and I kind of also want to get some torches. I noticed it's dark or nighttime, and it's pretty dark on my screen as well. So hopefully this just makes it a little better when it is nighttime. And I don't know if crops need light in order to grow, so it might be useful just to have some torches down there. Let me... Actually, I could just use cobblestone as well. Maybe let's use cobblestone for that. Also, did I go to the clash and do my damage to that dragon? Well, I guess... Nope, I did not. Oh well. Okay. That's done. Now we can start getting some sugar cane grown. Which, it's so nice that sugarcane grows on this moss, because I would hate to buy a lot of dirt for that sugarcane to grow. Gonna go ahead and do my little bit of damage. I know this is a little crazy. We're just going all over our Skyblock map. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at our scales as well. I know I got a mining skill that looks pretty good. I just don't know if there was anything else that I got. So if you end up getting some scales, but they don't go into your inventory, type the command /RV, and that's where they will show up. So I got a couple slang, but this is what we're looking for. We're looking for dungeoneering scales. That is perfect. I can go ahead and put that on my helmet. This is going to give us a boost in getting more clash items. Now, plus 60, that's the lowest one. The way you can see if that's the lowest level or highest, it rolls from 60 to 75. So I got a level 60, which is, like I said, the lowest level, but I'm okay. I'll take whatever I can right now. But now if I look at my attribute, I have 60 dungeoneering, which... when I'm looking at the dungeoneering, that gives me a 30% boost to doubling resources. So now when I'm grinding in the Clash Arena, I get plus 30% to each resource to double, which is super, super nice. Um, However, I want to get this platform here completely moss, which means I need to do a little bit of mining. So I'm going to go ahead and do some mining. If I do some more skills, I might do that. I might go grind the Clash Arena, but mostly I'm going to be working on my island. So I'll be back in a little bit if I have any other updates. Oh, before I go, pet. Our pet is level 2, almost level 3. So if we level this guy up, get him to around 50 health. So right now he's at 30. I might go back to the pet arena and try testing that out a little more. So I'm going to continue working at my island here. And yeah, I'll let you know if anything cool happens. Alright, well, we're back after doing a little bit of mining. Hopefully this is close to enough to get all of our moss blocks. I mean, this is probably going to take a little bit of time, but, you know, we have a lot of time. That's not a concern. Yeah. So we're going to continue doing this sort of pattern. We haven't even had any sugarcane grow, unfortunately, but we're going to keep putting our stairs here in the corners. Hopefully this moss is able to go over. Of course, I don't have a pickaxe because mine broke. I think I'm going to go ahead and start using some of this iron on pickaxes. We're working on getting iron, so I think it will be worth investing that iron from those early quests into iron tools. Now, some of you might say, hey, that's a little, you know, un-Ironman-like. Well, I mean, those are your progression missions, and everyone has access to them. Now, the only reason I'm not doing the pass and those sort of rewards is because I don't know if those change from season to season. Now, the missions, those are consistent throughout the seasons. So, yeah, I want to hear your thoughts, though, on that. So put them down below if you think I should or should not use mission rewards. We already had a little bit of money and like our attributes, but I think that's like a base of this game. Like, it's one of the core aspects that make this game work and functional. Those attributes increase your speeds and how you progress. So I think that is really one of the functional parts that, and foundational functional parts that you really do need to do. So those quests are super, super important. However, the rewards could be seen as maybe a little cheesy. I don't really know. So yeah, we're almost done filling in this entire layer here. I'm going to go ahead and purchase more bone meal. Hopefully this is enough bone meal to complete this section. As we go through, we can go ahead and get rid of these extra blocks. And then we'll fill it in with water, but I don't really need to do that all at once because obviously we don't even have enough sugarcane right now. So we have to let the farm kind of build up on its own. But we have a small foundation down here. We need a little bit more. I don't know how much further this way we need to expand. I guess we can try to see if we can't find out. Just so I have like, hey, I need to go through like 2 more pickaxes before I have enough stone types to fill this out. Obviously, andesite, stone type. I could go ahead and smelt that cobblestone down, but I'm too lazy. Instead, I'm using the resources I'm given. And then also there is the tough variants, which you can use those as stone types. So those convert over in here. If I try converting regular cobblestone, it will not convert into moss. It'll just bone meal and not convert anything. So, yep, it needs to be stone types. Alright, so here, what kind of blocks do I have on me? I guess I have a little bit of wood on me. I can see how much more I need to expand. Alright, so it looks like we got all of our carpets, and look at that. As I was complaining about our sugarcane, it actually grew a couple of stages. Obviously we're not going to put one there just because this is like our drop down spot, so I wanted to leave that spot empty. Hey, we have expansions. Let's see. Alright, this is almost done. And then let's just build out with wood. So obviously this. Okay. So this will be another stone type. This will be our stair. And then we have two more, and then finally our stair again. So this one right here will be like our edge block. So it'll be like that in the corner. Yeah, that should be fine. So we need not a ton more. We only have like 2 more rows that we have to fill in. So I'm gonna go back up, do a little bit more mining. I'm gonna start using these iron pickaxes to go through it. And yeah, I will continue on. Clash items. Doesn't look like anyone's in here. We have quite a few scales now. We can start thinking about recycling some of these lower tiered scales that I won't use. Like all of the ones in my inventory right now are ones that I'm like, I don't really need to use them. So how many is that? 6. So that's actually 7. Okay, we're going to use these, and I'm going to go ahead and clash recycle them. So if you have 9 of any skills that you are not going to use, you can go ahead and recycle them. You just have to toss them into the interface like this, and you get a summoning charge. These summoning charges are used to spawn the dragon in. So when you see people spawning the dragon in, they use 8 of those and 8 pyres. The way you craft the pyres is right here. So it's the oak composite, which is tier 2, and also the second tier of the flax, which we already have some of that. So that's, you need 8 pyres and 8 summoning charges. Right now we're at 2 summoning charges and 0 pyres, but maybe if we get enough for that, we will spawn a dragon in the future. But I'm going to continue doing this for a while. I'll let you know if anything interesting does happen again. Once I finish mining, I might go back to doing a little bit more fishing just to get some money so we can start getting some chicken spawners. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and continue grinding. Alright, well, we're back. It's been a while, but as you can see, we have been grinding a little bit. You can tell by our sky dust, if you can't tell, like this bar over here, we gained quite a bit of sky dust. I want to spend it, and we also did just hit our coal level for apprentice, which means that if we check in our studies, we will start to get our special coal. Now that's not very useful now, but later it's used for the boss brewer, so we were gonna hold on to a little bit of it. Obviously we have a lot of grinding until we get there, but yeah, I've just been using some of these iron pickaxes. Our iron's going down a little bit. I finished using that fishing rod. If I check out our pet, I also was gone for a little while, took a small little break, so our epic pet is almost done hatching, which is really cool. I'm going to go ahead and sell some of these freshwater fish and see how much money we're at. Oh, look at that. We're super short of, or we're super close to getting that chicken spawner that I really want to get. So what I might do, and as you can tell, I also filled this area in, and got it all bone mealed. So now we just have to go through and harvest this every so often and replant it on this layer. I still don't know if it needs light, but whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and claim this money here so we can go ahead and get that spawner. So we're gonna go ahead and get our first chicken spawner. Now with the chicken spawner, you also need to get grass that it needs to spawn on. Luckily we did get enough money for that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put this just over here So we will be in range when we're fishing and when we're mining, and basically whatever we're doing, we're also going to be loading the chicken spawner. Now hopefully the light from the lava will come over to there. Another thing I wanted to do is island upgrades. I wanted to go ahead and get this upgrade. We're so close to getting both upgrades. I might just go to the Clash Arena really quick and get some more Skydust. So Skydust you'll be able to get just going around here. We do have the Dungeoneer, so we have an extra 30% chance of getting extra items. So like you can see, I'm at 5, now I'm at 6, but sometimes I might get 2 drops. There's one, let's keep going and see if there's 2. So like you see, I have a chance of getting 2 items instead of 1. But yeah, if you ever need Skydust and you are just sitting around waiting, you can always come here. It usually goes pretty fast for getting Skydust. Like each mob you kill is half a Skydust. Each fish you get is half a Skydust. This is a fish pond, I haven't showed this off yet. And then each ore you mine is 1 Skydust. So if I actually wanted Skydust, I could go there, but you know, I'm also just gathering these materials slowly. I guess I could also check out and see if I got any cool scales. I know I did a couple more dragon fights, and I still have some skills that are just sitting in there. However, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not worried about putting anything except for Dungeoneering on my set right now, because the Dungeoneering is just going to make this whole process speed up, and it's going to keep like multiplying the process to make it go faster. Ooh, as I say that, someone is placing some pyres in. I'm going to just get my 100 damage. I'm going to go ahead and kill these animals. We're going to bounce out of here. And I'm going to go ahead and also purchase that upgrade. So, give me just a second here. Let's grab this. And as you can see, we already have quite a bit of missions. Now we're also working on getting that leather as well. Oh, we're getting missions as well. Our javelin thrower. Funny. You can see what that's about. Yeah, let me just hide the players. HP hides the players, so then you lag less, and you're able to see the dragon more clearly. I'll start hitting him when he perches, but let's go to the missions and see what the javelin thrower is. Is that a easy? Where is that javelin thrower? Oh, right here. Throw a trap 500 times. That gives us 5 mystical enchants. That's actually broken. I'm gonna leave that for now. That's a really good reward. Maybe I'll do that at the I'm gonna fast travel island. It's 100 damage. And when I mean fast travel, I mean die. And now we have full hunger. Crazy how that works. Okay. Island upgrades. Orgen. Now we have a 5% chance of getting a coal in there, which it was 1% earlier, so now we're going to be able to get coal a lot faster. Can go ahead and combine these materials quickly and see if we what kind of rewards we have in our missions. So we got one of earning 100 knowledge, which that's really nice. We got a scale, which that is what you get from grinding your carps. That's a tier 4 carp. So now we have a carp and a cloth. We also have 3 of the tier 3s, so we're 1/3 of the way to another cloth. What else do we have in our missions? Here we have another attribute point, which we have to equip a piece of boss armor, which that is this right here, clash armor. So that's the easy ones. Intermediate, we crafted any study item. I wonder what item we crafted. but we got that attribute points, and then we have the trident, which 5 mystical enchants is very nice. Life steals 4 is really good. Guillotine 3 is max. Voidbringer 2 is also pretty good as well. I'm going to go ahead and make another chest, just so I can put my enchants in there. Let's toss it over here. And I think that should be everything. No hard missions complete. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and claim those attribute points, and I'm going to go ahead and put them into dexterity. Alright. Well, oh, we have one more. I think for now, we're going to just continue grinding. I mean, maybe I'll buy another fishing rod from the shop so we can keep adding chicken spawners in. I don't know if I really want to continue mining. I'm kind of getting sick of mining already. But we need to mine in order to unlock the iron, so it's kind of like, we'll see. We'll see. I also need to set up a tree farm, so maybe I'll do that around this area as well. But I'm going to keep going at it. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Alright, well, we're only a little bit into fishing, and I got a, well, 1, I leveled up our pet, and 2, I am able to hatch our epic pet. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now we have a air pet. So that is going to work on our wood cutting skill. So once again, go ahead and equip our hawk pet. It's okay. I mean, we don't have a wood farm right now. I would have preferred a mining pet, but hey, you know, it's a pet nonetheless. Okay. Back to the grind. Alright, we're back after a little bit of time. I ended up going to the pet arena, and I tried using my pet and attacking some chickens, and we actually were able to defeat a couple of them. We did die quite a bit though in the process, so we still need to level it up just a little more to get a little more HP, but now we have a couple more packs to open up. So now we're looking for that rare one because we already have an epic and we have a common one. So hopefully we can get it. Alright, it looks like an epic. Common. Alright, another common. And the other one. Let's see what we have in this pack. Common. Uncommon would be nice, or common. I'm gonna quick open it, so if you just close out of the window, it'll fast open it. We got another common, so we have 2 more eggs to be looking into. Now, I am low HP, and there wasn't always a mob for the dragon, so I couldn't go and reset my hunger. So I'm just gonna make a quick furnace here, and now I can make some chicken meat. So one thing to note about this spawner that we have here is it spawns once every 10 minutes. So it takes a long time in order for the chicken to actually spawn in. So we're not going to get food that fast. However, that's just with 1 spawner in it. Now, if I put a second spawner in it, it will spawn every 10 minutes, but then it'll spawn 10 instead of 5. So it kind of increases that way. We have also been expanding our farm down here. Ooh, it looks like there's a dragon. Perfect timing. Now I can go there and reset my hunger. Grab another scale. Looking at our scales too, it looks like we have quite a few different ones. The bossing skill is pretty interesting. However, I'm still looking for those dungeoneering scales. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of damage, and we'll be back in a little bit. Hey, we are back after a little while. It looks like we have another chicken spawned. We're almost done using this entire fishing rod. We have more fish in here as well. So we're gonna go ahead and we are going to sell everything that we have. But I also notice that we had our hatch reminder up, so I wanted to show you what kind of common egg are we getting from this guy here. So if I go into /hatch, I can open this guy up. Looks like we have another heir, so we can start working on our heir, and we will be able to get both of those guys leveling up at the same time. So we'll have this guy leveling up alongside with our chicken pet. So if we end up grinding any trees, we will switch that pet over. Yeah, I just wanted to show that. When's this next spawn? 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and go into the shop and purchase 2 more chicken spawners. And whenever that next spawn cycle goes, then I'll toss those down. If I toss it down now, it will reset that spawn cycle, and I rather have these other 5 spawn before I do that. But yeah, we're just going to continue going through here, collecting everything we can, replanting, and then we'll see if we can continue fishing. Our water pet is almost the next level, which means that he will most likely be able to withstand 1 hit from chicken in the pet arena. So then we could go back to the pet arena and start grinding that out a little bit more. So yeah, just a quick little update. I'm going to continue working on filling everything out. And yeah, I'll come back with any more updates. Alright, we're back after a little while. I ended up going back to the pet arena. I leveled up my pet, and now it's 50 HP, so now I was able to withstand 1 shot from the chickens, and we got a few more pet packs. And in that time, my other common egg also hatched. So that is a fishing pet. That is what we're working on, so I will definitely take that. I'm just going to quick open all of these. What do we have? If I go to pet, I do not have a rare or an uncommon, so I'm going to go ahead and hatch the uncommon first. It'll take less time, and then we're going to go ahead and do the rare after that. And then we have a common as well. So now we can have most of our slots filled out, as well as I've also been going to the dragon. If I do /RV, our scales are building up quite a bit. This is a max level zoologist skill for now, but I don't think I really am going to utilize it. Yeah, some of these skills are pretty good. I just don't know what to do with it. That's almost a max skill right there as well. And we also did that dragon fight, so we get another skill. Yeah, I mean, nothing looking too amazing. Otherwise, like these bossing, I would love to toss on a armor piece, but like I only have a couple slots available. I only have 8 slots, and I really want to use them for dungeoneering, so I'm kind of holding off. But yeah, these dragons have been coming in pretty fast, and I will go and do that. And then in the meantime, I've usually been fishing so I can get more chicken spawners, and also just rotating that through with a little bit of farming to try to get that sugarcane layer. I don't like how you can see everyone's arrows, so you can always hide those players, especially if you're on like a laptop or a lower end computer. It's just a lot to render in. But yeah, I've just been doing this small little rotation, then I'll go back to my island and start fishing again. But now we'll also be leveling up this fish pet as well as our starter pet. And yeah, I will come back if anything else happens. Alright, we're back. I actually just went ahead and changed the floor. I'm adding in a couple of slots for us to grow trees as well, so we'll have that going. I wanted to come back because our hatch egg is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Looks like we have a metal. Ooh, chinchilla. That's actually not bad at all. Let me go into my vault. I'm going to go ahead and hatch our common first, and then I'm going to hatch our rare before I head off for the night, just so I can have the longer one while I do that. But yeah, now we can continue fishing. I made this platform a little bigger. I'm going to add more trees. I'm also going to add a little thing for us to do while we are away from our keyboard. One of the missions is for us to AFK in a boat, basically. Oh, I can go ahead and claim some of these things as well. So we were able to gain some money by doing placing some blocks down. It looks like I also just gained a skill point, which is amazing because now I can continue working on my tree for my skills. It looks like we're halfway there for mining, and we are there for fishing. This is gonna go towards our catch. Oh, but I have to choose. There's 2 different paths that I can choose. Reduce the XP needed for skill points, or reduce the XP needed to level up water pets. I'm gonna go with skill points for now. That's cool. Here, let's go ahead and look at our missions. What do we all have done? We have this one here where we hatched eggs. That gives us an attribute point, and we have more starter tokens. I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. Double check through some of these. This one here, we got our home sweet home and $500. And this one we have an attribute point, and we also have a max clash. So the max clash was a tier 4 for the ore. Up here are my clash materials, so I'm going to put that right here for the ore. And we can continue looking at some of these points that we got. So attribute points. Now what I want to do is we have our dexterity leveled up quite a bit. We have 2 left. I'm going to go ahead and put these into strength. That way I'm just doing a little more damage to our haste mobs and dungeon mobs and to the dragon boss as well. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a chest. I don't really need that right now. I'm going to go ahead and also look at the shop. So we're going to need an enchanting table eventually. That's going to be one of our next items. A bed is also very nice. Maybe I'll grab a bed actually. Let's see if we did any islands missions, or can we see that? Island missions? I know there's one for all of us sleeping in a bed at once, so that gives us $10,000. That'll actually be really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy this bed right here. That way we can sleep and get that mission done and get more money. Yeah, otherwise I think we're looking really solid right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else burning that I really want to buy. The enchanting table will be coming eventually. No, I think everything else can wait for now. The main thing is going to be just making sure that we are always getting more and more chickens stacked up. So we have 5 in here now. I'm just gonna leave it at 5, I think, to grind it out. I'll when I AFK overnight, this should stack up in my boat. But yeah, let's double check. Where is that mission where it says you need to AFK in a boat? Right here, you have to travel 26,000 blocks in a boat. So no one in their right mind is going to do that. So they, people have came up with AFK boat, basically platforms. So you kind of do it like this, where there's pressure plates and flowing water, and eventually you can get that quest just by AFKing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit more grinding, and then I'm gonna call it a night. See, I knew I was forgetting something. I need to do the starter pets. So here it says I have 3 tokens. I already have 1 unlocked. I want to go ahead and also unlock Tinsel, who is the mining. I want to unlock the Pyre, which is the slaying one. And the last one I'm going to do is... I'll probably go for the earth one right now, and I'll leave the air one for whenever I get that quest done. So yeah, now we have all the starter pets unlocked for when we are grinding that task. Alright, we're back after a little bit, and we have some stuff done. So I made our boat farm all ready to go, and I was just doing a little bit of mining. I ended up also getting a special coal. The only thing that is kind of unfortunate is we are almost out of our iron supply. So if I check, we only have 8 ingots left, which is quite unfortunate. The iron pickaxes are pretty nice. Makes the progression go a little faster, but it's going to stink when we run out of them. You know, it is what it is though. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to end up finishing doing some of these tasks, killing these chickens. I'll let them spawn overnight. As you can see down here in the farm, we were able to get this whole sugarcane layer filled in on the moss. Yeah, we actually came a long ways today. I also was able to sleep the night last night, so I did buy the bed and I slept in the bed. I'll do it again, but if you see in missions, if you're also playing solo, you get this reward here, $10,000, lots of money. I am basically set for money. I don't really need to worry about money. I'm going to go ahead and buy this enchanting table. I'm not going to need it just yet, but it will be there for the future. So yeah, that's about everything that I have for now. I know this was a lot. This was our first day on this server. It might even be a couple of episodes to show all this information. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this first day on my Ironman rainy day profile. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye.